Hello everyone. Welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. I am LotusMaje, your self-taught diviner, and you see the title, you see the thumbnail. This is a reading on the Anunnaki part 2. So this is kind of like one of my more obscure out there kind of readings, but people really wanted more information on this one, so I figured why not revisit it and kind of do more information. Funny enough, a lot of the stuff that I got on the first reading of this one seemed to line up with what a lot of people believe about the Anunnaki. I'll link it up here so you can see it for the part 1, but I'm going to go into this one for the part 2 and really discovering kind of more of what why Enlil hated humans, why Enki created us, and are they coming back? Like, are the Anunnaki coming back? Because that's what all these alien visits are ramping up to be. You know, I think it'll be good with all the stuff that's been going on in the government lately. So with all of that being said, I need to guide you to this down here. It says statements made in this video are alleged for entertainment purposes only. You will see it there. You will see it down in the description box. And I'm stating it now for a triple seal protection because I do not need to be sued for anything. This is all going to be, this is wildly out there. This is all hearsay. This is opinion. This is alleged. It's conspiracy. Is nothing to be taken as facts. It is just my interpretation of things. So take it for where it resonates, leave what doesn't. But we're going to get into this reading. So let's see here. I'm going to move these off to the side. So I did a bit more research from the last one. I was looking at someone's video, going in more greater detail on how a lot of the stories, whether it's Greek mythology, things we've read in the Bible, things that we've read kind of repeated through history, kind of like the flood, the serpents, etc. How everyone seems to have a story from the Indians with the Vedas and the Mayans, or as the Incas with Quetzalcoatl, the Egyptians with Thoth. Like we all have these like great creation stories that's kind of born out the same, or speaking of heavenly bodies or aliens, coming to visit and things like that. The things of in Greek and Roman mythology, because they're pretty much one and the same. They, the Romans stole from the Greeks, essentially, on how they came from up high, from Mount Olympus, to come down and mess with mortals and have children, etc. So I figured I would come back and revisit this now that I know a bit more, because I really didn't. I've always heard of the story of the Anunnaki, but I never really had like a deep dive. So right now we're going to get into, I need to focus. Okay, I need to focus. We're going to get into why Enki created humans. It's alleged that it was all for slave labor. I think this also, from what I've heard, I think this is also why people really don't like women nowadays, because of a lot of the first demigods, the recreation of the Anunnaki and the humans and giants and things like that, from Enki creating humans for slave labor, was because of women. People got lustful for the women, or at least the Anunnaki got lustful for the women. I think this is also why a lot of things with like gatekeeping around breeding, all of that kind of came about. Sexism, I think it's because of this whole thing, but let's see what the cards are going to say. Because if you don't know the story, like I didn't, Enki allegedly created humans for slave labor, but we were initially created, what they call it, sterile. But then because the demands for more labor was needed, they started to make they started allowing it to be able for us to procreate. But of course, we started procreating at a faster rate than they expected, and that's also led to the tale of the Garden of Eden and like people being cast out. because it was just too many people, too many humans. The story of the giants is also another reason why, was another repercussion of this allegedly. Some of the women gave birth because they were, whether they were engaging in these activities consensually or not, they started giving birth to giants and demigods. Okay. Yeah, so greed, I feel, did have something to do with it. I think there might have been a squabble on like, well, I think we should probably think this through a little bit more. And this kind of goes back, harken back to something I said in the previous reading, where it was like something felt rushed. It felt like they didn't know the full repercussions. There were some regrets there about creating what they did, or coming here and doing what they did. If I had known better, if we had waited just a little bit, like I requested, we weren't rushing into this, I wasn't trying to prove something, we probably could have found the alternative. We could have had a better way of doing this. So I think there is some regret about how the greed and stuff driven them. And I think again with this, you know so I think there is some regrets there of like, it just feels like mad scientist kind of thing. Like, I didn't expect my experiment to go this bad, this wrong, this fast. With the Six of Cups being here, but we also have the Four of Cups underneath. I'm sad over what it's become. I had hopes or expectations for something different, for a better outcome. And now looking back, I would do things differently. Page of Wands, that speaks to, like, that can speak to passion, creation as well. And here we go with this Pentacles again. I wonder if somebody altered or tailored or corrupted the human DNA or experiments in some kind of way. I wonder if somebody was paid to corrupt our DNA in a sense. Funny, Alchemist flips over, right? Alchemist, balance, invention, destruction. I feel like this one kind of want to flip over. I'm going to note it. The Weaver, rediscovery, transition. The Smith, overthinking, taking action. I don't think a lot of, I think he was overthinking. They weren't allowing him to think about it. They was just like, do it. Or maybe he didn't think about it a lot and he just took action. Let's see, can we get one more card here? Wait 1 second. Ooh, this is spooky. The Fate, accepting help, guidance. Accepting fate, guidance. But it's cord cutting here. Okay, when I seen coagula, I thought coagulate, like our blood. Was he doing this on his own? Or did he accept help from somebody that he thought he could trust? And that's where things kind of went wrong. The gambler, lost, risk. Let's see, what is some of the energies here that's tied into this fate, into human DNA, into our creation with Enki? Okay, that was way too many. But we're going to take note. Messiah, that mentorship is coming up again. Martyr, child wounded in reverse, and then child magical. Okay, child magical definitely wants to come out. And can I get one more card? Spirit source. It's okay. Funny. Look who comes out at the end. Rebel. And it kind of came out at first in reverse. So the shadow attributes of the rebel reads rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. And remember again, harkening back to my reading, which I will link up here, it'll come up a couple of times throughout this reading. That he I said it felt like teenager energy, like I'm trying to prove something, I have something to prove, like there's some kind of like acceptance, accolades I'm gonna get from this if I prove myself, kind of thing. So I think he was striking out trying to prove who he was and why he was doing certain things he was. It kind of feels like that younger energy, and in the sense of us, of humans. I think Enki was, much older than we could have expected, or that we could probably wrap our hands around. But it just feels like that, not quite adolescent, but that teenage energy, maiden energy. I don't teenager energy. I don't know how to say that. Why is this coming up here? Where we just simply places material considerations and security above self empowerment. Situation challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. He felt like he had to sell out for something, or someone was trying to sell him out. Seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, believe that everything is possible. Yeah, I think he definitely loves his creations. I think he probably did fall in love with his creations. But I think we also were, if all is to be believed, his creations, us, I think was also something that people kind of came in corrupted, became jealous of, um, maybe wanted to smite out of spite. I think because he either rejected someone's help, or he was just so gun ho and proving himself to somebody from his past or somebody he was close to. It kind of reads like father figurely energy or something like this, some authoritative energy for sure. With the rebel here and the fate and the Six of Cups. So I don't know. Of course, I probably wouldn't pick up on it, but it just feels like fatherly. It kind of feels paternal. What's that? Okay, so we read that underlying energy. What was this one again? Underlying energies for this one was exorcist, which we it reads exorcist, which reads fear of facing your own demons. Was he afraid of facing us? Did he have some destructive impulses? I think I need one more deck for clarity purposes. For clarity's sake. Hold on. I think I need one more deck. Again, this just really feeling like mad scientists. I had something to prove. Like with the intentions, I had something to prove, something to start, something to do. And it later got turned or manipulated into something else. And I felt, you know, regretful for that. This person reads definitions, dividing lines, established patterns of life and thought. All these can be dispersed and revealed as an illusion. Oh, something on here about authority. It's like center your inner authority and let your decisions flow from the essential underlying source. Was it a council of people he was potentially getting advice from? And he potentially took the wrong advice? Or he decided to do away with all of it, you know, not even on the side of airing caution and just was like, I'm gonna do what I want. No, I'm just gonna err on the I'm not gonna follow what any of you say, and I'm just gonna do what I want. Okay, that's what I'm getting so far for that. Let's see. Let's get into Enlil. I know they had a half sister, but I do not remember her name. Or at least they, it's rumored that they have a half sister. But let's see, why did Enlil hate us so? Why did Enlil hate us so? Enlil, the Anunnaki, Enlil, why did he hate? I don't know if that was supposed to come out. Let's see. Why did Enlil hate? Why did Enlil hate humans? Why did he distrustful of humans? Why did he dislike humans? What was his gripe with humans? Hey, let's see here. So the page of swords to me when I first seen it, it just speaks like a very big "I told you so." Like I could see the dark qualities or the dark path that this would lead us down with humans. I seen them for what they were. And I'm inclined to agree because look at what we're doing to the earth. Um but I don't think that's all just on us because if the myth is true, we are part what was here on earth and part what the and part Anunnaki as well because they took some of their DNA and their knowledge and things like that and put it into us as well. And they came here and the legend speaks to them coming here to earth for gold, to help repair their world because it was being destroyed. Yes, in the story it says by the sun, but it says because their atmosphere was weak. Why was y'all atmosphere weak? I don't think that just happens out of nowhere, right? Um, the destructive tendencies and stuff like that, we had to learn that from somebody. Did that not come from you all? Um, you came here looking for gold, looking for external resources on a whole nother planet because your planet didn't have it and you decided to come here out of all the places in the galaxy. Why? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the destructive tendencies that we have just was born out of nothing. It had to come from the source, had to come from something, yes. So we kind of see that happening with our planet, with our greed and things like that. What's throwing me off is the Three of Cups here in the upright. Yes, I can understand the King of Pentacles. The Three of Cups is what's throwing me for a bit. It's because it speaks. Is it just jealousy? Jealousy? Envy? Because then we also have the Chariot in reverse here. The Chariot and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, we're going down a rabbit hole. It's just going to be crazy. So to me, it just speaks to like, I was okay with it. I was cool with it when it was just like us three, or it was, you know, us as the group. We were the reigning class. We were lording over somebody. It felt good to be on top for once. It felt good to be kind of like the people that our people look to. But what I didn't like is when I started being like cast out or pushed to the side or seen crazy because I wasn't as popular or inventive or as expiring as like Enki kind of thing. It just feels like I'm kind of jealous of that. And then for you to put humans, your creations over me, and we were supposed to be like brothers, it kind of feels like that. Like on some, you know, devil and God energy. Like, how dare you make Jesus over me, God? Like, if you're familiar with that story. And then the King of Pentacles, the reason why I say that makes sense to me, especially when you have this Chariot and stuff here in the Seven of Pentacles. It was nice when we were making money, when we were on like the same page about things, when I thought we were in alignment. But obviously we didn't have the right direction to go with this. We didn't have the right cutoff point. I think Enlil was good with it up to a certain point where things was like, okay, this is starting to look crazy. Look, all his pentacles, and then the Five of Cups, and then the Sun. Ooh, things are quite what they seemed, and my emotions, my feelings started to change on the matter. I think he started to become kind of more um he started coming to the realization of things. That doesn't count, sorry guys, but I am going to note these. We have the Sleeper, which reads the cause and effects, clarity, like I said. And then we have, this came up in the reverse, it says sure-footedness, predestination, not knowing exactly how this was going to end, and the Acolyte, new projects, learning. Like, maybe we should run a bit more tests on this, guys. We don't know exactly where this is going to go. Like, we've probably tried, or like, you know, we tried this before in the past and we seen how that happened. I liked it. I like maybe experiment H, but this experiment Z or whatever they ended up on when they came to us, I'm not so sure, because we seen what happened with experiment M. I think they've tried this. I think they tried a couple of times in making humans before we became what we are today, or involved into what we are today, I should say. Can I get you to hit the table? Hit the table if you're meant to stick. What is the messaging? Because I'm not gonna be. Okay, we got that fate again. Hit the table once again. Were there fates intertwined with ours? Okay, we have the catalyst. Can I get one more card that's meant to stick on the table? On the table. One more card that's meant to stick on the table. Okay, well, I'm just going to take this. The Waker, awareness and reflection. I hate to say it, but it feels like Enki got prideful. And then Lil was the more level-headed party, it feels like. It seems like, from what I'm gathering in this. I realized much earlier and ahead of time that this was going down a wrong path, that we probably should have stopped on experiment, H a while back. And here we are on M. We've seen how it's gotten worse. And now here we are with the finished product on Z. And I'm not really sure this is where we should keep it at. I think we should go to AZ now, experiment AZ. Let's try this again. But y'all saying y'all satisfied with it. The catalyst, radical changes taking control. I remember when I was saying, like, did it feel like somebody corrupted the experiments? You see kind of like this vial that's closed. Like, let me pour something in here. The herbs, the paper, the catalyst, and then the awaker, awareness, reflection. I wonder I wonder if that's not the case. I wonder if Enlil was the one who corrupted us being created, because he wanted to do like a big giant FU to Enki because of some tit that they had, some rift that they had. And he was like, okay, you think you got the perfect experiment? Let me put a dash of malice in it. Because the wise one, tradition and order, is an underlying card. Like you're making them a little too free reign. These are too much free reign chicken. We need to rein them in a little bit. Okay, so we have beggar, mediator, and networker. What does this say? Because it's the shadow. So, dependent on others to the exclusion of effort. What does the light attribute say? Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. You have mediator, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. But then you have priest and the shadow attributes for the underlying energy, which says violate the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Feels like jealousy is in the air. It feels like jealousy. So again, like I said, it feels like he was trying to get back at Enki or some kind of tiff, riff, whatever it may be. Like maybe he thought he was supposed to have been the chosen one. Maybe he should have been the one getting more credibility, but he wasn't. He was being overlooked, whatever the case may be. But I think he had the gift of gab, or like convincing people. And I think he, created a faction of people who was willing to do what they had to do in order to overthrow Enki. And he thought he was going to be on top. I don't think it quite worked out that way. Conveys information only for personal gain. So yeah, it feels like I ran a campaign against you and all that you stood for in order to bring people to my side. Enlil, the first PR, the first public relation marketing coordinator. Okay, let's see here. Let's focus on this. Why? What's Enlil? What's up with Enlil, honey? What's up with Enlil and his gripe with humans? Ew. Corruption. There was something else flipped over in here. Seeing. Yeah, we keep seeing stuff about eyes and seeing, and I told you so. I knew better. But I wonder if he really knew better, or was it just a word of caution and he ended up helping it come to fruition? I'm inclined to believe the latter. But I do think Enki had some pride about him, for sure. I don't know what he was all puffed up in the chest about, but he definitely was drinking the Kool-Aid and was prideful. And some, that was way too much. Nearing, creating success from the source. It says the greater spirit draws near in an ongoing process of growth as you simultaneously pay patient attention and take responsibility. Harvest happens during the 8th month, but it isn't the end of the process of growth. Stay present to the ongoing cycle and do not only focus on results. Do not only focus on results. See the potential for growth. See where it can lead to. See where humans could lead to. Don't just focus on, oh, they look good and they function in the way that we need. How is this going to potentially spiral out of control later? Brightness hidden. Since others do not share your standards or insights, it's dangerous to let the light of your character shine freely. Perhaps you have been injured, or perhaps you fear injury, searching for a stronger position in this situation. Wild. Yeah, so again, like I said, to me it just feels like this, it was some politics involved for sure. I think there was a battle of egos and wits going on for sure. Who's really the winner? I cannot say, because I think Enki won in creating us and having us continue and mind and go on mindlessly. We haven't really broke out of our own I don't think we really broken free of the chains of servitude, because that's something that you see repeated throughout history. Enslavement, servitude, servants. You see that constantly repeated throughout history. But the other thing is, I think, and Lil one too, and stating the fact that, you know, humans are corruptive. Something bad about them. There's something, something not right in the batter. Whether he caused it to happen, he incited it to happen, or he was personally behind it, or he just happened to see what it was going to be. I think he won in a sense too. This doesn't feel like it pretty much feels like a lose-lose situation. Neither side really won. Okay, but now let's get into whether they're going to be coming back. Now, I probably won't use as many cards for this one. Like, I may not use the archetypes for this, but let's see what I feel. Will the Anunnaki come back? Are the Anunnaki coming back? Will the Anunnaki coming back? Did one flip over? No, none? Okay. Are the Anunnaki coming back to Earth? Are the Anunnaki coming back to Earth? There's that Three of Cups again. Okay, so we got 4 here. Ooh, I did not want to see that card in this. And here's that Knight of Pentacles again. 1 second. I have to consult the book for this 3 of Pentacles because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it could read to, yes, it'll be a group that's going to possibly come in peace. But with this Knight of Pentacles coming up in reverse and with the Lovers being here, let's see. Listen to what this says. I don't know if y'all can see it on screen, but it says, a peak of joy and union with those you love is coming. Passion, eroticism, and an increase in the things you value are favored. Act now to create the right condition. Projects, enterprises, alliances, and periods of shared happiness will make you appreciate the colors of life. It's the first line for me. Why do they love us? What? I barely like us, and I'm human. Why do they like us? It just kind of feels like, yeah, I'm just coming to check in. Like your parents be peeking in on your room kind of thing. I just want to see what y'all been up to lately. So yeah, I think there's a possibility of them coming back, but I don't think they're probably gonna like what they see, or they're not gonna understand what we have evolved into and why and how. We don't understand how you're interested in that. I think they're gonna come back. I don't know if it's gonna be in this. I don't think it's gonna be in our lifetime though. I don't know if it's gonna be in our lifetime. But then again, I also feel like they never really like left. Like I feel like they still have a watchful eye, or kind of like their ear to the ground on what we're doing. And dare I say it, I think if the Anunnaki do come back, if they ever come back, I think it would be best. Yep. Look at that. The 6 of Wands for the underlying energy. I think we will probably be better off not trusting what they say or what they do at face value. And we have the Hierophant. Like, I'm going to trick you into being my slave, my servants, or something like that again. Like, y'all focused on the wrong thing, and we need you to be something else. Ooh, and the 5 of Wands. Oh, God. Yeah, dare I say, I don't think we should trust them at face value. Or at earth value. Like, I don't think we should trust anything that they present and do. I think they would, it kind of feels like siren song. I will lure you to your death. If you're smart, I don't think you should trust it. I notice how it's like a demon in this one, but in the upright is more like an angel. Don't trust it. It reads like what's that is that the Greek saying of like uh don't trust horses gifted by Greeks, or don't look a gift horse in the mouth or whatever. You better look this gift horse in the mouth. Don't trust it. Opportunities growth, but it's in reverse. They still stuck on the same old shit. I think we would be better not trusting them. If they ever do come back, it's because of some bullshit. This what spy master knowledge, distrust. Because I think they already distrust us because they've been watching our progress. And something about us don't sit right with them, or it doesn't gel well to their their morals, their beliefs. You notice how all this is coming up on verse? The poet. Relationships, vulnerability. At this point, I'm just reading off the cards. I don't like the energy that I'm sitting in. I don't like the energy that I'm sitting in, but I'm gonna try to get through this. The vessel, why should we not trust them? I'm gonna say this. I think I think there are other alien life forms out there, right? I think it would be crazy for us to believe we're the only life forms that have ever been created, whether out of natural, you know, natural selection, or if it happened out of something like this where, you know, another alien life form from another planet came and kind of did what they call it, you know, it was one civilization, they went off and populated all these other places. Um or, you know, if it was something like, I kind of think of like plants or dandelions, you know, how those white ones, you can kind of blow it and they go off into, you know, they get carried through the air and they land on these different places and you see more and more pop up, whether we came from one source or whether it was something just a natural occurrence. I think there are other alien life forms out there. However, I think if we ever run into this alien life form, the Anunnakis again, no, I don't think they're ones to be trusted. Something about this just feels sinister. It doesn't read like nice. It feels like mind game. If yep, and this was the other thing I wanted to contact kind of get into too. It feels like how do you say that word? Breeding. I'm only here to take what could potentially create more, what could potentially multiply. And yes, I keep pointing at that for a specific reason. What could multiply? What can I use to you know, incubate, copulate? Not for any other reason. It just feels very devious. Stripping away is the underlying card. What's the other one? Creative force. I'm just gonna see if two cards come out from this because okay, that is one. Like I said, I do not like this energy that I'm sitting in, but I'm trying to. What did I say? I'm here for the women. I'm here for the women. I'm here for the women. I'm not even reading the light or dark attributes. I'm here for the feminine energy, for the femininity. I'm here for the procreation, for the breeding, for the recreation, for the multiplying. I'm not going to be here for anything else. That's what I'm getting. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. That's probably why I'm not liking this reading, this energy that I'm sitting in, because as a woman, I do not like that. I do not accept. And that may be why I don't like this energy, because as a woman, this just feels like another thing I have to fight about. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I gotta get out this energy. I gotta break it up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hit that like button if you like this reading. If you would like to see more out of the box readings like this, make sure to comment down in the comment section below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next time I upload. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.